Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm Charmaine E, and I will be your host for today's event. Mr. Lee Hsien Loong, Senior Minister, Mr. Murali Pillai, Minister of State, Ministry of Law, and Ministry of Transport. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and welcome to the 19th edition of Singapore Maritime Week. Thank you for choosing to be here with us this morning. Organized by Maritime and Port Authority of Singapore, Singapore Maritime Week is an annual gathering of the international maritime community. Industry leaders, government officials, academics and researchers, all of us coming together to tackle key challenges, explore new opportunities, and to drive our industry forward. The theme for this year is Action Meets Ambition. It reflects our collective desire and commitment to turn bold aspirations into tangible progress, particularly in digitalization and decarbonization of the maritime sector. As we gather here today, we're not only celebrating a key event, we are also celebrating a significant milestone. Our nation's history. Singapore turns 60 this year. Singapore Maritime Week is proud to be one of the SG60 signature events. We are celebrating our nation-building journey as a leading international maritime center and global hub port. Now, throughout the week, SMW's official exhibition, Expo at SMW, will be held next door for the next 3 days. Expo at SMW Trade Exhibition returns for its second year, and this year, twice as large. It will bring together solution providers in the maritime ecosystem to offer next-generation digitalization and decarbonization technologies that support the industry's transformation and sustainability journey to achieve a net zero future. It is with great pride that we share our initiatives this year, the talent program, as well as the student outreach initiatives, all to raise greater awareness of the maritime industry and to encourage more to join the sector. We'd like to take this moment to, of course, thank our sponsors for making SMW 2025 possible. So with a warm round of applause, could you please join me in thanking our lead sponsor, American Bureau of Shipping, our gold sponsor, Advario, our silver sponsors, CALB, DNV, IHI, Kongsberg, Marine Traffic, MSC, Pacific International Lines, Sealet, and Vopak Terminals. Our bronze sponsor, Wärtsilä. Our Expo Theatre stage sponsor, PSA. We'd also like to take a moment to thank our official media partners. Thank you to all our sponsors for making this year possible. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I would like to invite Mr. Murali Pillai, Minister of State, Ministry of Law, and Ministry of Transport, up on stage for the welcome address. Mr. Murali, please.
Senior Minister Lee Hsien Loong, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you and welcome to the 19th Singapore Maritime Week. The sea is Singapore's past and it's our economic present. As we celebrate 60 years of independence this year, it is timely to reflect on the transformation of maritime Singapore and how we can ride the waves for the future. In the 1960s, Singapore's export-led industrialization succeeded on the back of Jurong Port, which was built to handle bulk cargo used by industries in the Jurong Industrial Estate, as well as containers and other industrial goods. Thereafter, we opened the Tanjong Pagar Container Terminal, which allowed us to ride the wave of containerization and meet new demands from Singapore's rapid industrialization and the manufacturing of high value-added export goods. This was followed by terminals at Keppel, Brani, and Pasir Panjang. We are a tiny island, but our reach spans across oceans today as the world's largest container transshipment hub. Over the years, we have also attracted tankers and bulk carriers carrying energy, food, and raw materials, and grown into a major bunkering hub. The seas have allowed us to transcend our size, and this remains so today. We are working to seize the next wind of growth with the development of Tuas Port. 11 berths are currently operational, and 7 more are scheduled to open by the 2027. When fully operational in the 2040s, Tuas Port will be the world's largest fully automated port. Its increased handling capacity will also allow our port to meet the longer-term plans and demands of our shipping industry. Beyond our port and infrastructure, we have established ourselves as a leading international maritime center. Today, we have a thriving network of over 200 international shipping groups alongside a growing community of marine tech startups and maritime associations. Together, we are a vibrant maritime ecosystem alive with opportunities for businesses and our workers. Classification societies have continued to grow and expand in Singapore, with plans to further invest in R&D, technology, training, and manpower development. For example, the American Bureau of Shipping, RINA, and the China Classification Society plan to invest close to $20 million in Singapore over the next 5 years. This year, the Maritime Battery Forum, a Norwegian-headquartered industry association at the forefront of marine electrification, will establish its Asia-Pacific headquarters here in Singapore. This will support our growth as a regional hub for maritime battery technology. While we have enjoyed periods of smooth sailing in recent years, there are storm clouds brewing ahead. Global trade is under pressure from geopolitical tensions. The impact of climate change has become clearer, and in the region, competition is fierce. Tides run and trade flows may not always pass through Singapore. As a maritime community, we must remain committed to free trade and multilateralism, and to building shared global norms. Singapore has done this through our support for the International Organization for Marine Aids to Navigation as host of its inaugural General Assembly just last month, and our continued facilitation to forge norms at the International Maritime Organization. We will further support the growth of the global maritime community in Singapore in 3 key areas: innovation, alternative fuels, and a skilled workforce. First, we will advance maritime innovation and digitalization to improve port operations and reduce costs. Later this morning, we will launch the Maritime Digital Twin, a dynamic virtual model of the Port of Singapore, which will enhance navigational safety, operational efficiency, and environmental sustainability. Developed by the Maritime Port Authority of Singapore in partnership with the Government Technology Agency of Singapore, research institutes, and industry partners, the digital twin will integrate data from different sources and provide a platform for information sharing. This will enable the development of tools to optimize port efficiency and reliability above, at, and below the sea surface. For example, the digital twin will enable scenario simulations and dispersion modeling, which can inform standard operating procedures for the safe bunkering of alternative fuels such as methanol and ammonia. MPA will roll out the digital twin to pilot users later this year before progressive implementation for the wider industry. In future, we can extend this to the global maritime ecosystem through our green and digital shipping corridors with other countries and ports. To create a pro-enterprise environment for businesses to thrive, MPA has been working with the industry and unions to review existing rules and streamline procedures to reduce business costs and improve operational efficiency. By waiving security deposits and bankers' guarantees for companies assessed to have lower credit risks, approximately 480 billing parties have saved $490,000 with improved cash flows of more than $15.3 million as at December last year. We have also announced that from 1st April 2025, all bunker suppliers in our port will be required to provide digital bunkering services as a default. This will enhance the efficiency and transparency of the bunkering process, reaping manpower and cost savings for the industry. Second, as the momentum of maritime decarbonization picks up, MPA is preparing for the bunkering of alternative fuels and decarbonizing our domestic maritime sector. We are taking steps to support the use of various fuels by the industry and position Singapore as a leading bunkering hub for alternative fuels. Over the past 2 years, we have supported trials of alternative fuels, such as ammonia and methanol. This have contributed to the development of new technical references and IMO guidelines to enable the safe and efficient use of these marine fuels. MPA and Enterprise Singapore published the new technical reference 129 on methanol bunkering earlier this month, and we plan to launch a new standard for ammonia bunkering later this year. On the domestic front, MPA is also facilitating decarbonization for domestic harborcraft to achieve our national target of net zero emissions by 2050. MPA and Enterprise Singapore will launch the new technical reference 136 this week to provide guidelines for the development and operation of charging and battery swap systems for electric harborcraft. This will enhance the safety and interoperability of electric harborcraft charging infrastructure. MPA has also recently allowed licensed bunker tankers to carry and deliver biofuels of up to B30. Pilots for up to B100 are ongoing, and we welcome bunker suppliers to engage these pilots. Third, we will position our people to exploit new opportunities as the industry transforms. One example is the Tripartite Maritime Training Award, or the TMTA, which trains mid-careerists to pursue seafaring careers. I'm happy to share today that MPA has worked with the Singapore Maritime Officers Union, Skills Future Singapore, and other tripartite partners to enhance the TMTA. These partners will commit $8.5 million over the next 3 years to support the enhanced program. Mid-careerists who take up the enhanced TMTA will enjoy a streamlined seafaring training curriculum with the duration shortened by about 1/3, from about 31 months to 22 months, while maintaining high training standards. An increase in training allowances from $1,200 to $2,200 per month to provide better financial support during the training phase, and a structured mentorship program by experienced seafarers to help mid-careerists navigate classroom learning and real-world challenges. These enhancements will grow our pipeline of local seafarers who bring valuable expertise to the industry and are critical to filling leadership positions at sea and ashore. We'll also continue to upskill our existing workforce. MPA has recently launched the Maritime Test Bed of Shipboard Operational Technology System, or MARIOT, which will train more than 300 students and professionals in maritime cybersecurity over the next 3 years. The Singapore University of Technology and Design, in partnership with MPA, will host the inaugural Marriott Cybersecurity Training Exercise this week to test participants' ability to detect cyber intrusions and carry out the appropriate incident response. Singapore is an island, and we are connected to the world by the oceans which surround us. For the past 60 years, these linkages have allowed Singapore to grow and become a global hub, an international maritime center. We have done this with the help of the strong following winds, a strong world order, shared global norms, and openness to trade. But with new challenges ahead, we must work even more closely with international organizations, governments, and the industry and unions to secure our future. Even as barriers go up across the world between countries, regions, and business partners, the seas remind us how much we gain from remaining open to the free flow of goods, ideas, and people. This in turn generates new ideas and fresh innovations. It is how we learn, transform, and ultimately prosper and flourish together. The Singapore Maritime Week will provide opportunities for all participants to exchange ideas, forge closer partnerships, and unlock new opportunities to shape the future of maritime together. I wish everyone a fruitful week ahead, and to our friends from overseas, you're very welcome. Have an enjoyable and memorable stay in Singapore, and please check out the Singapore River Cruise. It is how the economic life of Singapore began, and I have it on good authority. The weather will also improve. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Murali, for the official welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to draw your attention to the screen before you as we present a special recording segment. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the maritime industry is transforming at a rapid pace. Decarbonization, digitalization, automation, and artificial intelligence are reshaping the way we operate. Geopolitical tensions are testing the resilience of multilateralism, affecting trade flows and threatening maritime safety and security. We all share a collective responsibility to ensure that shipping not only adapts but thrives. The maritime sector must be dynamic and forward-thinking, embracing diversity and inclusivity to foster innovation and resilience. Our focus must remain on the safety, security, and sustainability of maritime operations, while always prioritizing the well-being of seafarers who make it all possible. The IMO's mission to decarbonize shipping is on track, with our 2023 GHG strategy setting the ambitious goal of reaching net zero by or around 2050. This October, we will take a crucial step in adopting the IMO net zero framework, including a new global fuel standard and a pricing mechanism for GHG emissions. Both are critical to incentivize low-carbon fuel adoption and leveling the playing field for all. This journey is not without obstacles. Fuel availability, infrastructure gaps, workforce training, and ensuring an equitable transition for developing nations must be addressed. But these challenges also present significant opportunities to drive innovation, create jobs, and unlock new markets. Early movers are already setting the pace, and I urge you all to join this transition. The theme for this week's conference, Actions Meet Ambition, echoes the theme for this year's World Maritime Day, Our Ocean, Our Obligation, Our Opportunity. It represents a call for us to translate commitments into tangible solutions and bridge the vision with practical implementation. Whether it is decarbonizing the sector, building digital resilience, supporting seafarers, or protecting our precious marine environment, it is time for us to take the bold steps to make a safe, smart, sustainable shipping a reality.
Thank you to IMO Secretary General for that special recorded segment. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you remain seated as we invite our photographer to join us on stage, and we will be turning the lights up a little bit more to capture a big group photo together. Be ready to flash your widest, brightest smiles for all our photographers on stage, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the organizers, thank you again for choosing to be here this morning at Singapore Maritime Week's 2025 opening day. And in just a few moments, we will be inviting our VIPs up on stage for the official launch.